Hi there, this is Patrick Aback with Digital Media Club USA, and we have a lot of new students that are coming on board that are younger students. So I thought I'd put together a lesson that talks about specifically solo reports. We're finding that solo reports versus an interview is a good type of report for students to start off with. They can do these on their own. There's an extra step in setting up interviews with individuals. Over the career of a student, as far as their involvement with our Digital Media Club program, we want them to interview hundreds of community leaders. And there's just a lot of education there to be had and building a lot of relationships with prominent people in your community. For this one, we're going to talk about just kind of getting the ball rolling, getting started. And this is going to take, especially with younger children, you finding the events to cover and you kind of having an eye for what we're looking for. Okay, so this is lesson 34. We're going to talk about first of all, finding an event on Facebook. Finding an event on Facebook is very simple. In your search box for Facebook, just events in your area. Okay, from there, you're looking for charity events. You're looking for fundraisers, that type of thing. Not so much. It can be entertainment events, but we're not looking for something going on at a bar for, whatever, karaoke night at the local bar. However, if there's fundraisers at those type of establishments, that's fine. So let's kind of jump in here. So we also have a series. One of the things that Facebook has is the ability to create a series to where we would have, say, for example, a series on the United Way. And we would keep all those United Way videos in a collection, a series that somebody could click on it and say, wow, look at all the media coverage they've provided for the United Way or the library. So if a student also would like to cover one specific organization, they're welcome to. If you want to do your church or religious institution or an organization that you support, you can create a series and then you can provide media coverage for that. So here we go. First thing is you want to create these virtual backgrounds. This happens to be not necessarily a virtual background, but we use this in for different programs that we offer. So let's dive in here. I'm using Keynote. And if you want me to help you find a program that you could use for this, we can do that. Feel free. I'm going to go down here and scroll. So one of the things is we want to, let's see where my slide was here. It is here somewhere. If not, I can make a new one real quick. You know what? I'm just going to show you how to make one real quick. Okay, let's do it. Okay. So this is what I would call a generic background. What that means is if you wanted to follow, say if you were a member of the First United Methodist Church of Coppell, this would be the name of the series. This would be your background. Okay, this would be the virtual background. The student would be in here. Okay, all you have to have is the camera webcam pointing at you. I'm going to go over that in a minute. I'll give you a sample of that. Student kind of positions themselves here. They have a green screen at their back. You want to hang up the green screen or paint the wall behind the student if you're going to kind of have an office space for this on a long-term basis. Just paint the wall behind you green, kind of a lime green color works best, or you just pin up the green screen behind you. Or you can get a frame for it. They have frames on Amazon, okay? So this here is what I would call generic background. What I mean by that is it's not custom designed for an event. It's something that you could reuse. So I'm going to prepare, let's do a duplicate on this. There we go. So I'm going to change this. I know we're doing Lewisville now. Once again, this is Keynote. So I am just in a slide in Keynote, and this is a Mac product. And Lewisville. So we want to have our logo there. Now I'm going to put an image over here. Well, first off, we're going to do, this is we have a series in Lewisville, and the series is Lewisville Educational Foundation. Okay, so we have on our Facebook page for the Lewisville Digital Media Club, one of our series is what's new at the Lewisville ISD Educational Foundation. What we like to do is cover events. So golf outings are always big events for charities. They usually have one big golf outing a year. This looks like a smaller event. We would still, we can do a story on it. But we provide this one. What we also do is we send out a little email. This is considered kind of, I don't know, industry standards, if you will. A Facebook event is considered a press release. It's something that they're sending out to the public to be shared and broadcast and picked up by news outlets. A lot of times it will be written as a kind of, you can just tell when you see it after a while, professional news release. And these images can be used, okay, copied and used over. If you had a newspaper, you could print out this image or use it in different formats as long as it's kind of the general intent is maintained. But we send them an email anyway. We've also interviewed this organization and asked permission. So what I'm about to do is all acceptable for journalism. So what we want to do now is we are creating a custom background. We want this over the shoulder of our student. Looks just like they're in a little newsroom, and this will be over the shoulder. So on Mac, it is Shift-Command-4, and what I want to do is I want to screenshot a portion of my screen. I don't want to do the whole thing, so I got my bullseye here. I start in the lower left corner, and I bring this up to the upper right. Right there's where I want, and you want to do this. There's no measurements involved. You just want to be right at the top line. Okay, I've created that now. I'm in the, you can also, not that you'll have to deal with this, but I'm in Swanton, Ohio. That's our home base for Digital Media Club USA. I had to change my timer so this reflects Central Time Zone. If you, students are also welcome to do assignments anywhere in the United States. So from time to time, if you wanted to report on other cities, you might have to change your time zone. If that question comes up, I can help you with that. Then we're going to go back to our canvas, and I refer to that as, for Keynote, you can use a Word document, a Google document, the PC Microsoft version of Keynote, which is not slides, I forgot what it is, but they have something that you can do as well. I like Keynote because I can have various slides going. I think I've got over 200 slides of different things that I can reference. No, it's getting too big now to reference quickly. So here we go. We have our canvas with our background. Okay, this is, just delete that. So I'm going to send you over this. And this is what I would call your virtual background, Zoom virtual background canvas. That's what we're going to put everything on. The version that I'm going to send you, this can't be edited. I would recommend you creating a version of it that can be. Otherwise, I could send you, if you're around 3 or 4 different clubs in your area, I can send you the canvases for each individual one, and then you can just pop off the various custom designs. So I'm going to go up here into media. I can make this a little bit bigger. I messed up. There we go. I want to get the little corner here. There we go. Okay. So I want to go into my computer and find the picture that I just took, the screenshot that I just took. So I'm going to choose my media, and I'm going to go into my recents. So you need to know little things like when you take a screenshot, where does it download to? Much like if you were to download an email, where's my email going? So I'm going to go into my recents. I know it's there. And then I'm going to double click on it, which is right there, I believe. Maybe not. Yep. Okay. So then I'm going to put it over here. So this is going to look like a student's in a newsroom, and like this is a monitor that's got this on the monitor. Doesn't quite 100% look like it, but close enough for our purposes. So I want to center it so it looks good. There's a little bit of margin up there, kind of an okay margin there. It's kind of equal on both sides. I have to measure it just so it kind of eyeball it so it looks good. Next thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to screenshot this whole thing, and that's going to be our custom virtual background for this event. Start right here in the upper left, go down to the lower right. And this is going to be the LEF Golf Classic. I'm going to wait for the background to show up. That's just the picture. There we go. So I'll label this Lewisville, LEF, Golf Classic, Zoom. And I don't save these because you're only going to use them once they're dated. Okay, so that's what I'm going to create. That's going to be my background, and I'll show you how it looks here. Let's see, do I want to do this now or do I want to do this later? You know what, I'm going to do that later. So I'm going to go put the background a little bit later. So this is what we're going to do. The report really consists of just reading this text. Eventually, a student is going to get to the point where they can do this without, quote, creating a script for it. You're just looking at the script and reading it, discussing what's going on, and reading the dates is all, okay? For my purposes, though, in training someone, training a student, I'm going to write this out, or copy and paste most of it in a script, okay? So this is going to be the intro. Hi there, this is the student's name. It's going to say their name. And welcome to my show. In this episode, we're going to be talking about what's new at the Lewis IDS Educational Foundation. On Monday, September 27th at 8 a.m., let's see. The Lakes at Castle Hills is hosting, and then the name of the event is hosting the LEH Golf Classic, okay? Now this is something that just the student is going to read, so parents, if you want to script this out for them, do not miss out on the rare opportunity to play golf at the Lake Hills, avid golfers, best golf clubs, blah, blah, blah. Join us. See, now a press release shouldn't be written as us. Join us. So we can modify that, or I just say in the beginning of it, here's the description of the event, and then we kind of get a pass on saying us. Here's the description. So join us for the Fall Classic. Just a little hint, if you're ever writing a press release, you want it so it can be published without a lot of this. Okay, join us this fall, blah, 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 blah. The student would end up reading all this and reading the description. The other thing that we want to do to make the report a little bit more you know, so it's like maybe a 2-minute report is good for it, is we're going to go back. So they're also, a student is going to learn how to use their voice, how to bring these words to life. That's kind of the goal here. So then they're not just reading something, they're reporting on something. Watch how newscasters do it. They're not acting like they're reading something. It's like, you know, they're acting, but at the same time they are reading the lines, but they're bringing the lines to life, I like to say. Okay, so we're going to go back up a little bit. I also look for in the about of organizations. Now they don't have any about here. Oh yeah, they do at the bottom. And I can't see it all. So I can also okay, we have slow internet. There we go. Oh, come on now. I'm doing a video. Okay, here we go. All right, you're just not doing what I want you to do. So here's our script. I just kind of put it a little bit bigger. So that could be our message that we read, okay? The next thing is, this is a kind of about the foundation, you again, and then the foundation was created to support excellence in education by providing scholarships to graduating LSID seniors, grants to LSID teachers, and more, okay? The other thing that I like to do, say that's about depending on how long the student reads it, minute, minute and a half. I like to close with, now a little about us, okay? For that, I go back to just the about us on any of our posts. Of course, of course, of course, of course. We went all the way back there. Okay. Lewisville, Lewisville, Lewisville. So Lewisville Digital Media Club. I go to one of our previous posts, or I could even do this one. Let's see. I'll do this one. That's a little long, but I'll say. So in the top, in the pinned post on your club, I'll have a little about us that they can put a little commercial for about us. And now a little about us. Fall enrollment is now open. The Lewisville Digital Media Club is an extracurricular club activity for 6 to 18 years old. Students host online news programs and interview community and business leaders. I'm trying to do this. I was trying to get this done quickly. I don't mean to be just reading through it. Message us for more information. Okay. So let's just wrap it up with that. We want to thank our sponsors. We've got a little message to tag on here about thanking for our sponsors, which I'm not going to do that right now. And then a student would just have their closing, and I want to thank you for tuning in today. This is the student's name reporting for, in this case, the Lewisville Digital Media Club. So that's it. That's what we want to do as far as creating a, I'm going to stop sharing here. So this is what it would look like. I've got a green screen, my lighting's good. It should look like a professional newscast. At the bottom of you're going to have to create a Zoom member, or a Zoom free membership is fine. You'll have a stop video in the lower left corner with a little arrow on it. It says choose virtual background. A little box will pop up that you can kind of move off to the side. When students start to report on multiple events in one report, so let's just say that they would have 3 or 4 reports, 3 or 4 events they want to talk about in one 10-minute video. As it goes on, as they get better at this, they can do it. You can kind of switch virtual backgrounds, which really looks cool while you're talking about different events. Okay, so we're just doing one little 2-3 minute segment right now just to get the ball rolling. But this is what you want to do. Eventually, a student could do a 30-minute newscast and have all different backgrounds for different nuance. Now let's go find the one. I'm gonna, once my virtual box is open, there's a little plus sign on the right side of the page, and we can go in. Let me find that. There we go. So this is the one that I just did. Okay. So this is our golf classic, Monday, September 28th at 8 a.m. LEF Golf Classic at Castle at Lake Hills. So after a while, after a child gets good at this, we don't want them reading a script. We want them kind of talking about it, having a conversation. You know, so a child could say, hey, this is Billy Smith, and welcome to my show. In this episode, we're going to talk about what's new at Lewisville ISD Educational Foundation. They got a big event coming up. It's their Golf Classic. It's going to be on September 27th at 8 a.m. And it's the title of the event is LEF Golf Classic. It's going to be hosted out at the lakes at Castle Hills. Fabulous golf course, and it supports just an absolute wonderful organization. So that first part, I just kind of winged it. And then from there, I could click over to another thing is that you can move your screen. So you have a different size for your video screen that I'm looking at right now. I can just move it off to the side And as long as I'm looking at the camera, that's all that matters. And then I could start reading what I'm just reading right off an email, okay, that I'm creating. Okay, so don't miss out on this rare opportunity to play at the lakes at Castle Hills. Oh my gosh, if you are a golfer, this is the place to golf. It was voted one of the best golf clubs in the area, and it's going to be hosting this fabulous event. You can join them for the kickoff for this event. It's going to be a lot of fun. Golfers will get to tee off at their choosing, spend a complimentary gift certificate with exclusive merchandise for the tournament, and there's a silent auction and a buffet and a lunch. It's just looks like a great event for a great cause. Once again, it's at the lake. The lakes at Castle Hills also offers top of the line golf carts. That would be cool. And the golf carts include a bird's eye view of each hole, including it'll tell you what your distances are. Okay, I don't golf that much, but that's important. You'll also enjoy LEF golf classics in past years, and you will love it this year, the 21-20 event. If you missed it last year, be sure to get it in this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the foundation was created to support excellence in education by providing scholarships to graduating LSID members. And it's going to be just a lot of fun. Make sure you stop out, bring some folks out and check it out. If you want more information, just click on the link. Then the student's going to go into now a little bit about us. Fall enrollment for the Lewisville Digital Media Club is now open. So Lewisville Digital Media Club is an extracurricular club activity. It's offered to students as young as 6 years old. Bet you didn't know that. To 18 years old, students host online news programs and interview community and business leaders, and also provide media coverage for charity events like the one I'm talking about. With our new course, Writing, Producing, and Publishing a Successful Facebook Series, our students are learning about one of the hottest, I mean hot, social media trends, the Facebook series. Think Netflix meets the podcast. If you want more information about that, feel free to message us. And I want to thank our sponsors for providing this program to students like myself and area students at no cost. We really appreciate that. And then finally, I want to thank you for tuning in. And hopefully you'll tune in again to my program. I love doing this. We love, make sure you share this, click on the like button, and get the word out for all these fabulous events that are going on in our community. Once again, thank you. This is Patrick Abeck reporting for the Lewisville Digital Media Club. So all that was said with me looking at my email, the text to the email. You don't have to have the video. I think you have to have it open though, but you just kind of have to have it off to the side a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go back on there. There I am. Okay, so that's it, just to get you a little bit started. The other thing that's very easy to do, that's the next step, is recording this. We don't want any edits, okay? Don't want to edit it. You want to have a nice, playful thing. If a student makes a mistake, they just kind of roll through it and do it again, or you start over. The record button is in a few different areas. It can be in the 3 dots that say more at the bottom, and you want to record it to your hard drive. You don't want to record it there. And then at the top, it has a little record button, and the solid square is stop or starting. Okay. So that is it for this lesson. If you have any questions, let me know. The thing that's going to get the ball rolling, one is finding an event. Okay. Number 2, find an event, learn how to do the custom design thing. That makes it look great when you can custom design a background. I'll help you and show you how to do that. Put a script together, very loosely, conversational script, 2 minutes, add a little bit about us, add a little bit more to talk about it, and have fun and watch your students grow and have fun with this. Okay, we'll talk soon.